January 24th of this year, we saw the overturn of Roe versus Wade. Nearly 50 years of essentially federally legislated abortion rights in every state. So the overturn sends it back to the states. The states now have the choice for themselves to decide what they're going to do with abortion, if they're going to have it, if they're not going to have it, at what level they're going to have it. Either way, the fight continues. A lot of people see that the overturn of Roe is a victory, which it is. It is something to be celebrated, but it's also something to acknowledge that there is a new fight ahead, a different kind of fight. A fight in the states legislatively, a fight in the states judicially, but also a fight for the hearts and minds, and minds of culture. So another way to fight, be outside of the courts, outside of the state houses, is through crisis pregnancy centers. Man, I can never get it right. Crisis pregnancy centers or pregnancy resource centers. Essentially, they outnumber Planned Parenthood like 20-1 across the country. They are strategically placed in areas where they are needed, and they have been very influential in saving the lives of several of the unborn citizens of our country. Now, a particularly innovative way to do this is through the sale of coffee. So here to talk more about that is our friends from 7 Weeks Coffee to talk about how it got started, what it's there for, and what your goals are for the future.
Yes, well, thank you for having me. Like you said, we're here to kind of serve the same purpose in a post-Roe America, which is to bridge the gap, have a tangible impact in supporting life-saving services at pregnancy care centers. This is now a 50-state issue, state by state, district by district, basically town by town, and the best resources each town and city has are centers. So that's where we geared our mission. Our focus is to support your local center.
Can you hold it up so we can see?
So we brought a bag here.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like for the viewers. So yeah, it's 7 Weeks Coffee. We get our name because it's at 7 weeks a baby the size of a coffee bean. Same time a heartbeat is detectable under ultrasound. So the whole mission is right there. Donate and support pregnancy care centers. We can do that by donating 10% of every sale. So that's how people can kind of get involved and support centers, but we are unapologetically pro-life.
Awesome. Now, folks, I am in conference mode right now. I'm at this conference. Right before this, I was in Miami at a different conference. Needless to say, I'm surviving off of coffee. And I've had a couple of cups of theirs already. I've already bought a bag. It is worth it. It is worth the purchase. And it's for a good cause. So, okay, at 7 weeks, that's when a baby, a fetus, is the size of a coffee bean.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we get our name. It's kind of a way to tie the mission into and also give the story behind it. But it's also, at the same time, a heartbeat's detectable under ultrasound. And I think that's really cool because ultrasound services are the #1 way that help mothers choose life for their child. And the most ways mothers get ultrasounds are through their crisis pregnancy center or pregnancy care center, as you call it. And we want to support those services. So that's where we really tailored our focus to support centers. So we really love to support them.
And folks, just to highlight what he just said about ultrasounds being very influential in causing mothers to say no to abortion, a lot of times if you go outside of abortion centers, Planned Parenthood, or different pantomimes thereof, you'll see pro-lifers obviously demonstrating, but you'll also see what appears to be a big camper or some sort of like mobile command center. Well, what that is, it's a mobile health clinic, and what they do, one of the services they provide there outside of counseling is ultrasounds.
Yes. For
For the purpose of saying, hey, before you go in there, just give us a few minutes, because they know how effective it is. It's a very tangible way of showing the mother what really is developing inside of her.
Exactly, yeah. The centers are amazing resources. They provide over $270 million in funding, free of charge for all their clients throughout the year. Almost 3,000 centers across the country. It's amazing the work they do, and I like to say they're the hands and feet of the pro-life movement. They're the ones meeting and counseling with women who are facing unplanned pregnancies. I sometimes think they get overlooked, so we really want to focus on them and bring them support. I've talked to centers all the time. It's a women-led movement. It's just people pouring out volunteer hours, nurses donating time, doctors donating time. It's people just giving a huge sacrifice because they know it's worth it. They're fighting for life each and every day in their community. So we want to do that, and we do that through coffee sales. So since we got started, we raised over $20,000 for centers.
Wow.
We don't ask for donations. We just say, hey, if you drink coffee, consider using us as your supplier.
Yeah.
And we can have a tangible impact in supporting life.
Great. You mentioned earlier that pregnancy care centers are overlooked. They are, and one tangible way to recognize that is when Roe was overturned, a lot of people, well-intended but very, in my opinion, very off key, were saying, now the church needs to take, now we need to take care of women. Now we need to focus on, helping women be proactive. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? No, not now we need to. We already have been.
Yeah.
Crisis pregnancy centers have existed for decades, and they've been operated by the church, by Christians. So I'm like, folks, this has been going on for a long time. Get your head out of the sand. Maybe that's a little aggressive, sorry. Just become more aware of what's happening. There are plenty of places that do provide this help for women ministerially, effectively, and you guys are serving sort of as a liaison.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We're trying to fill the gap. And just to piggyback off that, I think that's really important. There's always the argument of, oh, you guys only care about, having a baby, but you don't care about the mother or after the baby's born. That's a total lie. The pro-life movement has been supporting mothers from family counseling, parenthood counseling, baby clothes materials. We are actively and hopefully continually supporting not just the life of the child through birth, but the parents as well. We've been coming alongside of that, and centers have been doing that for decades.
Yeah.
They are meeting so many needs in a very practical way for people in their community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have people sharing testimonies about how their mothers were impacted by crisis pregnancy centers and decided not to abort their child, right? And the people who are sharing these stories are adults, and they were the child that otherwise would have been aborted. So clearly this has been going on for a long time, and is having a really great impact.
Yes.
So, okay, so 7 Weeks Coffee, you guys are doing awesome work. 10% of all sales go to different pregnancy care centers.
Exactly.
You've raised $20,000 so far.
So far, yep.
And maybe even more at this point. Who knows?
Yeah,
I bought coffee since he told me
So
that.
yeah, a little more now as your purchase. If you keep drinking coffee with us, we'll
Great.
keep growing.
Do you have a website? What's your website?
Yeah, so it's 7weekscoffee.com. You can find us and order online. And
Okay, is it the number 7, or do you spell it
it's
out?
all typed out. Yeah, so
Okay.
7weekscoffee.com. If you just Google it, it'll come right up. Social
Okay.
media, all 7weekscoffee.com. Yeah, we like to say our mission is to promote godly values, provide excellent coffee, and protect every beating heart. It's great coffee. We also like to share that we serve a great product too. I think as Christians, we have big hearts. Sometimes we can lack on product or fulfillment side of things. And for us, it's really important focus to serve a good product. So people buy our coffee because they love the cause, but they come back and buy again because it's a good product. And that's kind of the balance we're trying to strike.
Look,
Yeah.
I do, as a staff member here, as an exhibitor, I do have the option of having free coffee. I'm going with theirs.
Awesome.
Because of the cause and for the taste. Let me just
Yeah.
tell you, some of the free stuff more tastes like pencil lead, but it's good.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, we're really appreciative of what you do.
Thank you.
This is great. We wish a lot more success. I'll be subscribing to get more coffee from you guys
Awesome.
soon. So
Thank you so much.
thanks for your time,
having
buddy.
me.
Yep.